What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jake Take. It has been a while since I have done a video, and I'm driving right now, so bear with me. But there's a lot to talk about today in the MMA world, also the boxing world. And I'd also like to, at the end of this video, kind of give my overview of how PGA 2K25 is, how it feels, what's new about it, some things that I like about it, some things that I don't like about it. But stick around to the end. Remember to like and subscribe. Oh shit, just lost my camera. Sorry about that, folks. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me hear some of your thoughts, and let's just get right into it here. So this weekend, we have UFC 313, Pereira, Ankalaev, and, I'm very excited for this right now because Pereira is, in my opinion, he's the face of the UFC right now. He's sort of the fighter that everybody wants to tune in and watch, and we're in for a treat this weekend. And I just kind of want to give my thoughts on the card overall. So we have some great matchups lined up for this fight card. We even have guys like Joshua Van. He's fighting. He's somebody that I've kind of been watching since the UFC Sphere card. So Joshua Van is a really good up and coming fighter. So I'm excited to see him fight. Obviously, we got Curtis Blades on the card, King Green's on the card. Not really going to give my predictions in this video, but I will be giving my opinions in videos to follow. But overall, guys, this card is definitely something that is going to be fun to watch, and definitely be sure to tune in this weekend. I will say that this will be Pereira's hardest test, in my opinion. I think that a guy like Ankalaev he's going to wrestle, guys. Like, let's face it. Let's get over this whole thing of hoping that he stands with Pereira. He's not. And who can really blame him, right? It's not really his fighting style. Pereira is just, his strength is not on the ground. We haven't really seen him on the ground. But overall, I think that, Magomed Ankalaev's strategy is going to be to go in there and give Pereira a hard time with the wrestling, and really just try to drag the fight out over 5 rounds. And we obviously know Pereira's fight style. He's going to go in there and try to knock him out, and I really think that Pereira can do it. Magomed Ankalaev I don't think he's been knocked out before, so it'll be interesting to see. But if anybody's going to do it, Pereira's the guy to do it. So overall, obviously I'm going to take Pereira in this fight just because I really do not want to see a guy like Ankalaev become the champion. And I obviously don't want to see him beat Pereira because Pereira is one of my favorite fighters right now in the UFC. And then we kind of had a fallout with Dan Hooker on the card. Prayers up for Dan Hooker. I think he's okay. I think he actually got surgery on his hand. But, that's obviously something that everybody was looking for. It was the people's main event. And in that fight versus Hooker and Gaethje, I still think I would have picked Gaethje. But, two dudes that are just going in there to brawl. And, we obviously know that if you've been a fan of the UFC for at least a year, you know that Dan Hooker is that guy, and you know that Justin Gaethje is that guy. And this was a matchup that I was looking forward to just as much as the main event. But, now we have Fiziev. He's in there. And, I think that Fiziev, he's a good fighter. And honestly, I kind of like Fiziev. I definitely like the way he is treating this fight. He was allowed to come in on short notice against the highlight. And, Justin Gaethje is one of the guys that, people go out to see him, and I think that Fiziev kind of realizes that and knows and is grateful for the opportunity to fight him again. I really think that he did show some good strategy in the first fight. It was definitely a brawl. That's what you get with Justin Gaethje. I think that if Fitzev can play it smart in this fight, you never really know, but obviously we do know one thing, and that's Justin Gaethje's ability to knock people out, and Justin Gaethje's ability to stay in the fight. You know, obviously coming off of a pretty gruesome knockout against Max Holloway, but Justin Gaethje's taken time to recover, and I think that, you know, Fitzev has definitely got his hands full coming in on short notice against Justin, but I think I'm going to be taking Justin in this fight. You know, I like I said, I'm not going to give my full card rundown by any means, but I will continue to put out videos and give my takes on the fight card itself, and I'll also be tweeting live during this fight card as well. So yeah, a lot of good fights at UFC 313, and I think that I'm very excited for this card. So far this year, the UFC has been on a roll. We just had UFC Seattle completely take over. Guilty as charged. I did not watch last weekend's fight card, so I can't really give my opinions on that, but I did see some highlights, and once again, you know, you got some crazy knockouts, but you know, the UFC has been on quite the roll this year so far, and what a fight card this is going to be, and I'm very excited for it. So moving on to the next topic, though, I wanted to touch on Dana White and Turkey getting together to create this boxing universe that we have never seen before. And I watched Stephen A. Smith's interview with Molly Querim and Dana White earlier, and everybody's pumped for this new organization to come to fruition. And Dana White is just the kind of guy that I would like to run every fight league in the world, because of the way he does it, the production value that you get when you buy a UFC card. You know what you're getting every single time. You know that the product is going to be good regardless of the fight outcomes. Obviously, you know, we've seen on boxing cards that a lot of times they'll have a fight, and then it will take forever until the next fight, and then it'll take forever to get to the main event fight. And Dana White is good about, you know, definitely presenting each fighter in between fights, but also not taking up too much of the customer's time, you know, and keeping them interested. I think that that's the problem with boxing right now is, especially for me, I have a very short attention tolerance, you know, or attention deficit, I guess you could say. I don't like to sit there and watch. I do like to see the background of the fighters, but you know how it goes with boxing. If you're a combat sports fan, you know how it goes. So, you know, I think that Dana White and Turkey, this is going to be fantastic, and I'm very excited for it. Another thing that happens in boxing that I am not a fan of is constantly fucking, like, you have these belts and nobody fucking knows who is actually the champion, and then you have guys that are cherry picking fighters, and it's just, you know, it's not legit. It's all it is legit, but you know, at the end of the day, we know that Dana White's experience in combat sports, and like I said, man, this is just going to be a new refreshing change to the boxing world, and hopefully grabs my attention back. I'm guilty, you know, I don't buy boxing cards. I really don't. I'm more of an MMA fan, and I think that overall is just because of the production value of these boxing cards. And Dana White, you know, not meaning to glaze him here in this video, but you know, this is something that is going to be changing to the boxing universe forever. And you know that Dana White's not going 50% at this; he's going all in. And I'm very excited to finally have some clarity on who's the champion of each weight class, and to really make that notable and to make it worth it. You know, I don't like to see the several different belts through different organizations and guys fighting each other, and it's like, well, this is the champion and this is the champion. It's like, you know, I don't know. It's just not. Organization is key, in my opinion, and this is just in my opinion. Organization is key, and this is going to bring a new organization standpoint to boxing. I'm very, very, very excited for it. So moving on to the next topic, I wanted to talk about PGA 2K25. So, so far with the amount that I have played it, which is not a whole lot, I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K, but PGA 2K25 is it's definitely interesting. It's taken some getting used to, but I think that it has a lot of potential. One thing that I don't really like about the game so far is on PGA 2K23 you had that swing bar to your left, and that no longer exists. Maybe you can go into your settings and change that. I haven't really messed with that too much, but you can go in your the swing pattern is on the right. It's how you track it. It's a circle that kind of expands, and it really does track your swing path. And you have to put in there when you create your My Player a natural fade or a natural draw. And I thought that was definitely interesting. And obviously for myself personally, in real life, I hit a natural fade, and so that's what I made my character out to do. And so far the amount that I have played it, you're able to start off on the Korn Ferry Tour and work your way up to the PGA, and that's what I did. And I made my difficulty pro because I just kind of wanted to give the game a shot and at least get my hands on it and try it out and see what's new and what's not. But overall, I think in the first Korn Ferry outing that I had, I shot like a -18 or -19, and then the second place guy was like a -6. So I might need to up the difficulty there, but no, it's extremely fun. And this is obviously going to be the game for the next 2 years. Friends and I have talked about this, and it's like, every game needs to do this because it gets so old when you have games like Madden and 2K that drop the game every year, and it's the same game. I think it's a lot more worth it to drop a game every 2 years. Obviously, you could drop a roster update every year, but you don't need to drop a new game every year. And look, people make money off of it. It is what it is, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about PGA 2K25. And the graphics are so realistic. I'm trying to think of what else. I know that like the putting is a little bit harder on PGA 2K25 than 23. I think that you really have to have the stroke rather than just kind of like it's the same stroke every time. You have to really have the stroke down, or else you will miss putts. And putts are a little bit harder on 2K25. But guys, it's a great game. I highly recommend it. I only got the basic version. I didn't get the $100 bundle. I think there's even one that is even more than $100 that's a bundle as well. And I grind on games like that, so I don't really worry about buying the upgraded game. But overall, it's a fun game to play with. And if you love golf, if you like PGA 2K23, it will take some getting used to on this new game, but you will enjoy it. Like I said, highly recommend, and I'll continue to play it. I would like to start streaming. If anybody has any suggestions on streaming equipment, I don't really know. I'm not really savvy like that. That's why I record these fucking videos on my phone, because I don't really know all the technical equipment that comes with this sort of thing. But if anybody has any suggestions or is willing to kind of help me out with something like that, let me know, because I would find that extremely helpful. So thanks everybody for sticking around. I know that this was kind of a quick video, but I wanted to touch on some things. There's some big news that's come out, so sorry again for not putting out a video the last week or so. Been sick, as you can kind of tell it in my voice, and was out of town for work, and was down in Florida for a wedding, so it's been a long couple of weeks, but we're back on the grind, back on the video grind, and I'll just keep pumping these out for you guys to enjoy. And definitely remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And let's talk, man. Let's do a little dual video thing. As long as you're willing to help me get that set up, let's do it. I think that's a fun thing to do, even if whether you're kind of like a poster on X, or if you just like MMA and you don't really have social media to talk about it, or, you know, whatever, man, I'm down to talk, man. I'm down to talk my shit and let you talk your shit and make it fun. So thanks, everybody, if you stuck around to the end. Appreciate it. Peace.